All right.
That live was quick.
Yeah, like, and nobody's here. Like,
Yep.
Everybody tuned out.
yeah, because I couldn't figure out how to share the shit, so I have no idea if anybody's even watching.
I'm gonna
We
go
should
to
we
the
should share
page.
it right now. Let's go take a look.
Yeah, I'm
Be
about to
like,
go
hey,
to the
everybody,
page and share.
see
From
if
there.
we can do that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Do,
Um,
do.
Here we are.
Yep.
There is
And
somebody
I'm
watching
gonna
too.
share it from there.
How do we share it?
Just go down to the bottom of the video and click share, and it'll share it to your page. So if you go
doing some
from
sharing
your
right
main
now.
page, go to the Quietly Loud page, and then share from there.
Here we are. Oh, we got 6 people watching now. So yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do it before now. So anyway, here we are. Super glad everybody's here. I bet a lot of these guys were like, man, is anybody like, are they doing the show? What's going on? So
We're doing it. It's just technical difficulties.
I mean, I need an adult sometimes. So
That's the hard part.
so main focus of the show this evening is to talk with Ray about shows and about some of the competition and classes and maybe somehow of how those work. You can kind of give a quick abbreviated description and about how each of the normal classes that you'll be having at most of your events, and including the Gately Audio Show at Autorama, and yeah, me and Memphis are just here to make fun of people and be mean, I guess. It's kind of
That's today's slogan.
I like it. Yeah, we'll get a few more people in here, but to kick it off, I saw that there's some detail now posted for your show, so maybe
Yes.
I don't know if you want to go over that stuff.
Yeah, we can
here.
do that. Let me
I need to pull it up.
figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
I know I saw pre-registration open today.
Yes.
Yes, so that's what we're talking about. Get the people the knowledge. So I'm going to be screaming this stuff to high heavens for the next several weeks too, just so everybody knows what's up. Because you're going to get everybody asking all kind of crazy questions. It happens to me every show,
and it will be repeated. It will be the same questions over and over, and that's okay. That's the big important part. Is that it's okay.
Here's some details.
I'm just going to send the website link to everybody.
Yeah, do that shit.
All for a month.
Spam.
So pre-registration is $100. That saves you like $20 total, and it makes everything a lot easier for us. Right. Then as far as we have like kind of a media day thing on Friday. Some of the details we were hoping to do didn't entirely work out, but we will still bring in if you are coming to the event, or if your vehicle is part of one of the vendor vehicles that's on display with if you're not just bringing it in to compete or demo, then you'll be able to get your vehicle in on Friday and maybe participate in the media day thing. Now, we won't be doing a whole lot of playing vehicles on Friday. We will a little bit, and hopefully having maybe some news reporters and stuff. Justin is in the news world because he's a storm chaser weatherman. Justin Stallman, super cool dude, part of the community. He's definitely a positive dude in this whole thing. I think you met him, Memphis.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's unforgettable.
I didn't know he was a storm chaser.
He's right there. Big goofy weatherman dude.
Like, I had no
nerdy
idea.
Car audio, redneck kind of vibe, but he's a brilliant dude. He's super fun. So Justin will hopefully be able to kind of get us hooked up to some of the news people, and they'll come out, and then we'll be doing some of that on Friday. And so some of the vendors will be out. So if you are attending Autorama, make your way over and see what's going on. You never know. You might be on the news. You might be they might be afraid to get in one of the vehicles. So we just throw you in there and try to kill you with the base car. And then obviously Saturday, early morning roll in. SQ guys will be going strong in that morning. Come and try to get those guys to give you demos. Those things sound beautiful to make your arm hairs tingle and the whole bit. And that'll be a lot of fun. And then I think at 11 a.m. or no, at 11 a.m. we will start demoing. At 10 a.m., the car audio, the SPL competition will start. I'm kind of looking at my screen and figuring it's all of this changed 2.5 hours ago.
A little new to me
we had
too.
like 10 different versions of how we wanted to go, but we had to get approvals for some of this stuff and what's and when's and how's and it's kind of hard. We don't just, some events it's like, yep, you rented the place for the weekend, do whatever you freaking want to do. But with this, they're like, oh no, we need to do these things. We haven't nailed down all the orgs just yet. I thought
we did.
Did we? Okay, well then
Allison
I wasn't part of that shit
last week at least.
Here? It is not.
I don't know that it's in there. As far as I'm aware, it's going to be Iasca SPL and Iasca SQ, Base Wars, and West Coast Car Audio for.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess that was the one that was the other SQ thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the West Coast Car Audio. Okay, that was the other one. Yeah. Mike J says he met Justin randomly at a truck stop in Indiana. That's
not surprised.
Cool. Like you just, you're like, like I if I was out in the middle of nowhere and I'm like sitting there pumping gas and I see somebody with like a shitting on them sticker or something, I'd be all, huh.
I always have to stop and look when I catch any type of audio sticker out of its normal environment. Which means if it's in my environment around here and I've never seen the vehicle, I try to catch it. But it's like when you're sitting somewhere and you hear a random bass come by and you're like, what is that? Like, who is it? Who is it? Are they calling me out? Is it somebody I know? Like,
yeah, I've had some success finding people that I see locally. Like if I know what the vehicle looked like and I could describe some stickers on it or something, I'll post it up and people are like, oh, that's so and so, my boy. And it's like, all right,
you get a lot of good ones like that. I usually I like to catch the ones where you like end on a road trip towards a show.
Oh yeah.
And you see the random base vehicle at like the gas station or something.
I know where you're going.
Yep. I caught one a couple of years ago. I don't know who this guy was, but I was on my way to a show and he gave me a demo at the gas station.
That's awesome.
I got inside the vehicle and it was completely stock. It had that silver tape. I mean, not stock, but it was gutted. Had the silver tape everywhere, and it just had this box in the back that I was like, this will be all right. And the shit blew my mind. It was like a 2-sub enclosure in a Suburban. I was like, why the fuck is it so loud? And it's way back there. Like there's a lot of space to pressurize all this other shit I'm thinking about. Right. I'm like, that's crazy. Hope to see him at the show. Never saw him, so I don't know if he made it. Maybe he broke down. That happens to a lot of people too.
Yeah. You gotta get the vehicle running before you dump the money into the stereo, guys.
See, that's a good topic.
Like that's like order of operations. Like a Bobby's like fix your alternator wind. That's a little bit after fix your engine.
But is it? But is it the order of operations? Because my standard order of operations has always been: 1, I acquired a vehicle. 2, it get automatically full suspension fucking swap out. Because it's some old vehicle that somebody beat up and everything squeaks on it. And then I go into making sure the motor's right. After I do those 2 things, then it is into the fucking electrical and audio.
Yeah.
And it's like some people are like, buy it, slap the fucking audio in it, and hope
it doesn't even run yet. And I got a stereo in it, man.
It's like I've never drove this thing 20 miles and I'm about to put it on the road for 500 fucking miles and hope that I get there. And then you're cursing on Facebook when it breaks out. I'm like,
yep.
Yeah, you probably knew that was going to happen.
So, Ray, let's have you take us through a brief description of all of the normal classes of SPL competition that Iasca has. Okay. And if you know much about Base Wars, maybe you can touch on some of those, but or not.
So I know enough. I get a point across. So I'm California judge. Pretty much been running all of Iasca events throughout the state, and I guess I'm Nevada too. And then we work alongside of other judges who work different areas. So if you're watching from anywhere else in the country, just check us out at iasca.com. We have events literally across the world in a lot of big countries, but definitely throughout the United States. We work with other orgs like Base Wars, DB Drag, all those. I know I personally try really hard to incorporate them into my events if I can. So it's always good. So Iasca was founded in 1989, at least the iteration that we know of now. So it's one of the OG organizations. It's evolved quite a bit. We have a sound quality side, and then we have an SPL side. Sound quality, I'm less knowledgeable on. I don't do any sound quality. We definitely could use some judges in California for that, but we fly in folks like Travis, the owner of Iasca. We have Harry down in Arizona. We'll fly him in, and they're both actually coming to the Gately Audio Show to judge sound quality. So that's just all about how good your system sounds. Different classes based on the level of build you have in there. The actually also, how much experience you are. If you're like a professional in the industry, you're probably going to be classed differently, even if you had a similar build to somebody who is more of a novice. So we do kind of look at those things as far as classification. So pretty fun there. They also have an installation format, so they're looking at the quality of your installation, and I can appreciate that. So that's our SQ side. Our SPL side is where I'm mostly focusing my time. That's where I'll be talking about the most. That's probably your audience's biggest interest is, we're obviously measuring how loud your vehicle is with the SPL meter. So we use the Term Lab, stick it on the glass, and it's kind of the old school way of we'll do our SPL run sealed up, figure out how loud the vehicle is sealed. And then we have some open door classes that are more aimed for musical runs. So, doing average scores at either your peak frequency, or we have some different flavors of lower frequencies where we say, hey, don't play over 30 hertz. We want to focus on kind of like demo builds. And these days it seems like demo guys mostly are playing the lower frequencies. So we're pushing towards that. So that's kind of like the really quick and dirty of what we offer in Iasca. What I'll talk about is, for instance, other orgs like USAC, Base Wars. They offer different flavors of you have more freedom to move the meter around. You can put it in the kick panel. Usually you're louder in the kick panel. So I think the biggest thing I try to tell people about is the difference is, you might be louder in one org than the other, but you're comparing apples to oranges. So being the loudest in Iasca sealed might not be the same score as your loudest in Base Wars with the door open or something, but you can still rank really well in Iasca and rank really well in Base Wars separately, and it's kind of the apples to oranges. So don't try to compare the orgs to each other. Compare the scores to the other competitors in those same orgs, if that makes sense.
Typically, a lot of the orgs will have something that's a little different, class for class type of thing, so that they have their own niche group that like to do that. But there also is, there is some, you can easily go, well, in this one the window's up, and in that one it's not, right? You know what I mean? Right. And it's even though it's a very similar thing. And some guys are like, they're right in the top of the either way, and some of them are like, man, I cracked that window and this thing takes a shit, and then that one.
Some do better in other orgs. Yeah. I wish people would be better about when they post a score, like online in a chat or something, that they literally say, oh, I was doing this organization, or I was in this class from this organization, because otherwise I think pretty much everybody likes to post their kick scores. And that's not like the form of measurement Iasca uses. It's not the old school tried and true sealed on the glass. So it's really hard to compare sometimes. You'll see a score that's just like, whoa, how did he do that? But it's like, well, that's not a sealed up score. It's a different game.
I like headrest scores.
I miss Mecca. Mecca, unfortunately, has
does that right.
Left California, but that was a Mecca thing. I was big in Mecca.
He said he'd come out here. He says, if y'all need me on the West Coast. He said,
who was that? I didn't get a chance to read that message just now.
Steven Thibodeau.
Was that?
And then real quick here, we might need you out there, man. Let us know if you want to come to an event or something.
We could talk about how to get you involved, because I run all the events out here, and so does Richard Papason. But that's probably the issue. Is I think Mecca has a hurt reputation. I won't put any connotation on who did what, but it has a hurt reputation in this region. So unfortunately, you'd have to mend that in some fashion. Just I don't want to I don't want to go any further with that, but that's just a reality.
Well, I mean, somewhere along the way, you're like, it's this guy's fault, and that's okay. But
I'll let you answer Adrian's question.
Yeah. So Adrian, we only wanted to have 2 orgs for SPL and 2 orgs for SQ, and we didn't want to have a whole bunch of orgs. There's a lot of events that have so many orgs going on, and because we have a pretty focused section of time each day, because we're involved in the big car show, we decided we needed to limit it to certain things. And then with regards to DB Drag, it hasn't had as large a turnout, like even close to as large a turnout for events as Iasca and even Base Wars for that matter. And it was just a linear, smoother way of putting it all together. So that's why we didn't have DB Drag. But yeah. I mean, we can go into a little bit further detail about it. The real thing is that when I learned that Doug had moved away and sold all of his equipment, Doug Stockton, I was like, oh, we should take over the car audio portion of Autorama and create the Gately Audio Show. And I think that would be great. And so we, sent a couple emails and made a couple phone calls. And before we knew anything about Doug was still planning to be involved, we had already had control of it, and we already had the ball rolling, the whole thing. I talked to Doug. He called me up. It was a couple weeks ago, and he totally understood. He was like, well, shit, that makes sense. I suppose I should have been telling everybody, hey, I'm doing this, because when everybody knows you move away and sell all your equipment, they're like, well, he's obviously not going to be doing that again. So
yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
that's the thought process anyways.
But yeah. So
anyway. And then I don't know that we have all that many accessible 3X judges right now for DB Drag, other than I think Jeffrey, but I don't know what his status is. So, but I think ultimately it was Bobby and Allison, or Gately Audio, if you will, were they were the ones who picked out what was going to happen. So, just want to make that clear for everybody too.
Well, it made the most sense to have Ray because in the area, he's had by far the largest turnouts. He runs really great events, and I've had a lot of fun at Ray's events. So, and he's a good friend of mine. And I was like, hey, we're looking at doing all this, and it's going to be fucking awesome. And he was like, shit, I'm on board, whatever I can do. And then I know Base Wars has been a pretty cool organization, and people are having a lot of fun with it. And it just made the most sense to reach out to, and that's Richard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we reached out to Richard, and then we also knew that he did SQ as well. So it paired well to have one guy doing one organization, or one person really running 2 of those, one SQ and one, and then obviously Iasca's so large that they'll blanket NSQ.
5 judges coming for this, so right. I have several people so all the sponsorship that we've done for the Iasca Awards too. So I want to thank a lot of sponsors. You'll see that on our page, the Iasca California Facebook page, and others. We did a lot of that goes to just flying in judges. So we're going to actually be as efficient as possible all weekend to try to get as many competitors through. Just because last year was such a huge turnout.
Well, Stephen, I would say that maybe getting in contact, send a message to Ray, and maybe he can include you to come out and be part of one of the events that he does where it's really reasonable to have multiple orgs, and that'd be really cool.
Yeah, we're open to talking about it. Definitely. I will put this out there. I will work with anybody who is willing to work with me. So I know that I came up in the last 5 years, and I had several other judges who were already around who, made it possible. So we want to accommodate where we can, but there's always logistics and just the event, details that it will sort through. But
yes, you can, Steve. Absolutely.
Let's do that. Not near my tent.
Yeah, man, you might not hear it over some of the base rigs, but yeah, go right ahead. I've seen some of those things be loud though. What's the stand? What's been the turnout at the last couple of events you did, Ray? Like, what's the turnout been like?
Well, it's winter, so recently hasn't been crazy, but we just did the showdown. We had a pretty good number of entries there. Vegas isn't a region that Iasca's done a lot in, so we're still growing that. We just added a new judge that's going to start covering Southern California, so that'll help us expand that way. Up here is kind of where we have the more, I guess Iasca more or less is at the moment focused on the Pacific Northwest. So we'll have our biggest event of the year up in Oregon would be the Surf City Sound Off, and that one we've had over 160 vehicles in the competition lanes for Iasca alone. So that's a pretty good one. I suspect the Autorama we did 60 some odd last year for Iasca, like 65 vehicles we saw in the Iasca lanes. So we're growing it. California, I think, is in a bit of a lull right now from what I remember. I've had shows where we saw 80, 90. So it varies. I think it's making a comeback now.
That's funny. I just figured out. I kept telling people, I was like, yeah, I'm driving to Surf City. And then I just realized where it was like a couple of days ago. I was like, yeah.
Where are you coming out of?
Virginia, like literally the exact opposite, the exact other end of where we are.
If anything, for those who don't know Surf City, that show, it's okay to just fly there. It's a vacation location.
I mean, it's a dope show. It's just
you can smell the ocean.
Yes,
and hear the wave. Like if the bass ain't smashing and crashing, you can hear the waves. And it's fucking beautiful. Yeah. What's crazy is that every time it's like 108 here. It's like
and then nightmare it's nice
hot.
Up there.
You can drive up there and it's like 73. And
perfect.
It's misty skies. But I had a little ka-ching sound just happen a moment ago. And I was like, what is that? And it's our first pre-registered person for the show, and it's a sound quality guy.
Registration's up, folks.
Yes, see, that's what I'm.
So I'll be posting links too.
Yeah, those of you that know you're coming, you should just go right now and pre-register right now, so that my wife's phone is going berserk. She's out to dinner with some friends right now, and she's probably not watching the show. And if she's like, "Oh my," somebody.
Well, not only that,
look, this is like I'm down, and I'll do anything she tells me to do. Whatever the fuck my wife wants, she gets it. Because she is amazing, and she has been working her fucking ass off to get all this shit together, and she's awesome. And so,
yeah, I want to mention too, like, but not the event promotion is so difficult. Sometimes people don't quite understand what goes into that at all times. So it takes a small army.
I had to throw a show. I threw my first show a couple of years ago, I think 2 years ago, here in Virginia, and just from going to so many shows and handling logistics in the Army for so long, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start promoting this like 6 months out.
Yes.
And so I started promoting 6 months out, and it had a really good turnout. I mean, I had guys all over Florida come up to it, so I understand it, man. There's a bunch of crap involved, and it's a pain in the ass, especially doing it with two people.
I can put it on the
side. And I wanted to say too, for the audience, the pre-registration is get it done as soon as possible. Don't wait till last minute. I personally struggle with pre-registration. It is a very hard thing to do. It feels like pulling teeth to get people to actually go ahead and do that. But it does make it way easier on us when we're putting together the event. That way, for instance, here with Bobby, he's going to know how many shirts he's going to order. He's going to know, what order magnitude of turnout we're going to expect. Right. Same thing goes at my events. It's good to know beforehand. So the pre-registration, if there is an event that is doing pre-reg, it really helps on our end if you can get that done sooner than later. But of course there'll be day of entries. So, but like Bobby mentioned, the prices are going to go up on you guys. So for the Gately Audio Show, make sure your pre-registration is early, and it's going to save you money.
Like you're going to save $20.
Yeah,
right now, today. You should just go in and pre-register now. Look, you guys are fucking awesome.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. If you're going to go to the show regardless, why not pay today and save money?
It'll save you good money. You'll be able to transfer. If you can't make it for whatever reason, you can transfer that to somebody else. I think the site says it's non-refundable, which, again, that's a part of that. All that work that we had to put in to get these events together. When it comes to like the refund thing, people might get mad at times. They're like, well, why can't you refund? It's like, because how much work we have already in front of us, and now you got to make us turn around, refund a bunch of that. He already orders shirts or something like.
The labor.
So what we're doing is
that'll be like
transferable.
Like I'm pretty sure that's a no.
Yeah,
like
labor's already done.
But I don't think we're refunding that. I don't know.
So you gotta understand how it is for some of the events. If you're one of those people who wants to get that refund at the end, just know that it's transferable. You could give it to your buddy at least, but we decided it wasn't a good option. There's too much going on logistically to pull that off. So
Adrian, this is a possibility. We love Memphis. He's a super cool dude. I love hanging out and chatting with him. And we just figured we would have him on the show last week because we talked about having him on. And then last week I was like, you want to come and hang out with me and Ray next week? Because Steve's not going to be here. And he was like, sure. And me and Steve had even before we invited Memphis on, we were like, maybe we'll put him on the team. So he kind of knows that this is like a little bit trial run, but like if he enjoys it and no weird shit happens, he's probably hanging out. So
that's awesome.
Besides the fact that we were on the Cats last time. I was like, I wonder if Bobby knows it's 11:30 my time.
No, I know. I'm super aware of what time it is, but I mean, I don't know
we
how
were having fun. It was like 2.5 hours.
Oh, we
podcast last time.
We do 2 hours, 3 hours. When we first started this, we'd be on for 3.5 hours. There'd be people like, dude, I went and I had dinner and I got in bed and I looked at something. I realized you guys were still on. So I walked back downstairs.
Yeah, I heard that about the last week's podcast. Somebody was like, man, how much sleep did you get? I said, you want to know a funny thing? So I wear a sleep tracker. And because of what I've been doing damn near my entire life, my sleep tracker was like, you get optimum sleep at 4 hours of sleep. That's it. Anything over, it starts registering it as, bad quality sleep. And I'm like, that's crazy that I've been doing.
Unless you're healing, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're fighting a sickness or you're healing, being broken, which happens once you get real fucking old, you're just kind of constantly broken. So
you're always broken.
Yeah. And, but I saw this thing and they did like this fucking scientific study where they were getting people and they were giving them like a sleep protocol. And they were like, yep, this is it. This is all the sleep you need. We designed this study for you. And they're like, it's only 3 hours for some of these days. And they're like, yeah, that's all you need. And they're like, yeah, I feel great. No, like I feel fine. You know what? I didn't really realize. So if you can convince someone or yourself that they've had plenty of sleep, they have.
Yeah,
and it's this amazing thing. So there are definitely times when you're dragging your ass, you're a little beat up. I'm getting out of bed, my fucking knee hurts, my elbows are all fucked up and broken, old and jujitsu and motorcycles and shit. And I'm like, I really, really would love to keep on sleeping a little bit right now. Or if I know I'm fighting a cold, or like if somebody I'm around has a cold, I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, why? And I'm like, because I'm gonna fight that fucking cold off just a little more. I'm gonna sleep
a little extra fight.
Take a little extra care. But like this morning, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I got my shit together. I hustled my ass to the shop. I worked for like an hour and a half. Customer dropped off his car at 6 o'clock. I dropped him off at work. I jammed home. I picked up Byron from the house. We got back here. I've been working like a motherfucker all day. I'm good. I trained. Yeah. I trained jiu-jitsu. I'm fucking crushing. I'm good. We're doing the show. When I get done.
How long do you usually roll when you go and train?
Class is like an hour and a half long. So
that's not bad.
We do a good warm up, and then we do,
it's about 45 minutes of real mat work.
20 minutes to a half an hour of like a drill, like a sequence. And a lot of times, especially if it's like got like a takedown or something, you can turn it into a hell of a workout. You'd be busting your ass working the drill,
Shit,
and then
pummeling could be a hell of a workout.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, or you're like, it's like, okay, so it's going to start and you're going to do this single leg and then you're going to pass their guard and you're going to do, and you're like, okay, and then you're going to like get up.
It's like, yeah, side control.
You
right now.
Get up off the floor and then you got to take the man down to the floor again. And you're like fucking getting up and you're like, oh my God, I've done 600 push-ups worth of effort now. I'm like fucking dragging. And then it's like, okay, everybody roll. And I'm like,
it's the getting up and getting down.
I get that when I'm working on my vehicles. The hardest part of installing an axle under your Jeep is getting up and down to get the
up and
wrench.
down. it's the up and down, especially when you get down under the vehicle and then you're down there. You're like, "Fuck, I needed a 13. No, I need an 18, not a 17. All right, I got to get right back."
You're like, "Why the hell is this in standard and this other bolt's in metric? What did I do under here?"
This is me. It's the up and down, and the up and down doesn't become a thing until you get older.
Yeah. Oh, when I was
in my 20s,
I'd be like, I can like walk on my back with my butt cheeks and my shoulder blades, like
slide out.
Yeah, probably faster than most.
Army crawl on my back.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like army crawl on my back, like fast.
And now when I'm down, I'm like, I gotta consciously think about like, okay, what's the best way?
How am I going to do this without hurting myself?
What do I actually need?
And I'm moving myself around up under the vehicle on the creeper, like
just grabbing anything you can.
Yeah, because I woke up this morning. I was up at 4. I was in the gym by 5. I was in the gym till 6 because there's no need to be in there longer than an hour, and then I was out. And I felt fine. 4 hours of sleep, it registered as fucking restorative rest. And I'm like, that's perfect.
Nice. Yeah, so I got to figure this art out really quick because the baby is on the way. So there'll be no sleep.
No, you're about to tuck ass for the first 12 months.
Yeah.
Tuck ass, just letting you know. My daughter's 3. So
we're having a daughter too, so we're about to find out. Yep.
I just went through it. Yeah, get ready to embrace the fucking suck. You'll be all right though. You'll be all right. Your first one?
First one.
Oh shit! Yep. This was my first one too.
It's gonna be a wake up call. Well, yeah, really a wake up call.
Yeah. You're gonna beg to go to work. That's what I did. I begged. I was begging.
You're gonna need to find. I can't even remember where it was. I saw it was like a thing on Instagram, and it was talking about that sleep thing. But once I watch that, like. I can wake up in the morning and be like, oh, it's a little extra early. I'm great though. Like I start selling it to myself. I'm all, yep, that's plenty of sleep. I know that I was up from 1 until 3, and then I only slept for maybe a half an hour longer between 3 and 4, and now the alarm went off. And I did go to bed at 11:45 because Allie put that movie on and then fell asleep, and I watched the whole thing even though it sucked. But I slept plenty. I'm good. I'm gonna be fine.
Just force yourself
people can put on a movie and fall asleep. Can't do that. If it doesn't matter, if you start a movie, I will watch the whole entire movie. I won't give up. I watch the whole thing every fucking time, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but tell me to read a book.
It's terrible. I don't know why. I wish I could do it.
Have you ever tried to read a book before you go to sleep?
No, I'll be reading like a motherfucker. I'll get all into it.
I've been reading the same book for 10 years. I never make it past page 2. I'm done. I'm out unconscious. But if you put Netflix on,
into something, even if I'm like, but I can watch like a documentary that I know the story on, and that shit'll put me to sleep. Or like,
I'll listen to like history or something.
I watch stuff about space that I really love. And I'll be watching this, and because I know so much, because I've been watching them since I was a little kid, always. And I'll be like, oh yeah, look at that, the new pictures they have of the pillars of life look amazing. Oh man, that's really cool.
So you have to watch.
Oh, there's a new black hole bigger than anything they've ever found. That's amazing. Wow.
So familiar information puts you to sleep.
Yeah, that'll do.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can't read shit. I can't read. As soon as I thought that reading was gonna be like a thing, and once I discovered, because I always had sleep problems, once I discovered that reading is auto sleep for me, I'll take a book on the plane. This has been the same book. It's been following me for 10 years. That's awesome. The first 10 pages are destroyed. Everything else is brand new.
All right, so I think a half an hour ago we were going to let Ray talk about some of the classes
Yeah, I can get more in depth.
Iasca, Well, I mean, it's our fault. Me and Memphis will do this shit to you all day.
Oh, it's all good, guys. I also wanted to say I just had my Facebook page post a big announcement. We also, with doing the Autorama Gately Audio Show, thanks to Bobby's efforts and working with Sky High Car Audio, Iasca is going to be holding an event at Sky High Car Audio Barbecue again this year. So we're making that announcement today. It'll be hopefully a big turnout. We did good last year or the year before, whenever we last did that. And then what you decided this time is we're going to make it more chill. So it's going to be just a single point event. It's first come, first serve sort of deal. What we ran into last time is time constraint. So I think we only get 6 hours to do bass at the event, just because that's what John's got set up. So it's literally, if you can't get into the lanes in time, then we just we have to close it off. So we had that issue last time, and a few people showed up late and weren't happy that we had to shut down the lanes, but it just kind of how that goes. So be aware of that, but we're going to try to keep it really chill that day. It's going to be, just a nice addition to the rest of what's going on with the barbecue. So making that announcement. You can get more information as we get closer.
September 20th.
Yep. So we'll be there. What's funny too is that's in the midst of, it's the weekend in between our regional finals and our world finals. So there's going to be quite a bit going on for the competitors and for myself. But I just suggest everybody just go to where you want to put your time. If you're a hardcore competitor, definitely try to get finals. And then if you want to just chill at the Sky High Barbecue and not compete, that's fine. Again, it's just going to be a lax day, and we'll just get whatever we get in the lanes. But making that announcement. But yeah, so back to, the talk on Autorama and just what we're going to be bringing. So I have 5 judges coming. 2 of them are going to be running sound quality. So we talked about that. As far as I know, is they offer all their SQ classes. I'm not an SQ judge, so you guys can get on the website and find out more about those rules and how that works.
Maybe we can have
I'm going to talk.
Travis jump on in the next couple of weeks. Maybe you could shoot him a message and see if
that would be good.
On. Like in the next, it could be next week, could be the week after, could be anytime the next 3-4 weeks.
I'll get with him
on, and we'll have you on again in 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe you can also be on with him, and we can go more over some of that stuff. There's definitely a few guys in here that are into SQ competition stuff. Stephen Dunn has competed a few times, and he's got a hell of a build, and he's working on it more and more all the time. So he'll want to learn more about it. So
yeah, we really want a judge. So if anybody has actual interest in judging for sound quality for California area, there's some training involved. They do the training sessions.
Steven,
you have to fly out. You fly out to Texas. I think they do it a couple times a year where they do the trainings. There's a lot more going on with sound quality as far as the technical side. For SPL, it's a little easier because it's just, I have a meter and it tells me what happens. And whereas in SQ, at least from what I understand from Travis, and I could be botching this, but he can chime in next time. But as a judge, you kind of have to have a fundamental knowledge on how music actually works. And then also just a really keen ear on being able to pick up, different frequencies. So if you're a bass head like me, you might not have the ears anymore to do high level sound quality, but
they do a lot of that over here.
There's a lot of that.
Steven, maybe you're the judge, man. You'd be good at it.
To be a judge. We need somebody eventually. What we're trying to do is I think I have good on SPL for judges in California right now. I have 3. I'm actively training them right now. And then with SQ, that's where we need it. We need somebody, but we're expanding. Iasca has been picking up new judges all over. So SQ is, I think, the next big push for California.
It would be great to see SQ in an official org like that, because they do a lot of SQ in my area, in the upper Virginia area, Richmond area.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told and asked in all different types of ways that, hey, come do this. They call it street battling. And I'm like, fuck no, because with what I do, there's data and there's equipment that will say yay or nay.
Yep.
With SQ, the way I've seen them do it in this area, it's just like, oh, yep, that sounds good. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that. And
Yeah.
then there's like a different judge every week, and then it's, oh, you can play this song, but you can't play that song anymore because that song just sounds good on everybody's shit. I'm like, yeah, see, I don't like the work like that. Like, it just seems too much based on fan favorites. So to actually see this go to an actual org and have people who are, one, consistent, and two, know what the fuck they're fucking listening for and doing would be great, because I do want to see this in a what I consider a professional format.
Yeah, and that's what we strive for. I don't know that we're ever perfect because it's definitely a subjective style of competition, right? You're going to have some biasy, perhaps, depending, and we try to root that out. But behind all that, it's that all the trainings. So hopefully, we'll get it as perfect as we can. But we'll let Travis get into that maybe if we can get him on in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to hear about that.
Yeah. So as far as SPL, that's my home world. Competed for 10 years, probably. I'd have to think back. It's about 10 years now. I've competed in pretty much all the orgs that have ever existed on the West Coast, even some other East Coast stuff. But, I think about 5 years ago, I decided, hey, I'll pick it up. So currently judging.
Hey, that guy right there, that's my really good friend. He was a customer turned good to a good friend. I built one car for him, he came back, got another one. And he's an asshat.
Just hang up a poster behind you next time.
No, I got something for him. Hold on, motherfucker. Got something for his ass. Let's get him squared away. Boop. Boop.
So
there.
Let's get back
eat
to
a
Rama.
dick, John.
Oh, there you go. That looks good. So Autorama, I'll try to keep it basic and simple. We wanted to do that Knowledge Fest day, but it doesn't sound like that's going to materialize. Where I wanted to do a seminar for everybody, but we'll see how that pans out. But being it's Friday, I don't even know how many we'd actually get to attend. But in short, what we're going to be doing that weekend is on Saturday, we're in the morning going to fire up SQ while it's still quiet. They're going to go from as early as they can possibly go until about noon. And they need it a little bit more quiet because they don't need the interfering noise from all the bass throughout the whole park there. That way they can appropriately judge those cars. And then I would recommend to people to at least go listen to some of those cars. I've sat in them a few times and it's impressive. I can't totally describe how cool some of that is. But at the end of the day, it's not about being loud, right? So you have to kind of separate yourself from that, and then
clarity.
Kind of bring yourself into what should a song sound like, and what does it mean to have a quiet soundstage and no ambient noise. And you'll sit in these cars and it's like dead silent, and you realize how much more deadness there is in a song where it maybe has a pause, or there's just a null or something in the song. You realize whoa, this is a higher level of contrast, fidelity. There's so much I could say to describe it, but you can't know it until you've sat in one. So I know those guys, for the most part, would love to have you in their cars to show you how that sounds. So definitely take some time Saturday if you can during the competition to get in those cars. While that's all happening at about 10 a.m., I'm going to fire up the SPL lanes, and we're only going to have SPL going for that first few hours from 10 to noon. From noon onward is where the demos are going to go, just to give SQ some more time. But if we're running a single car at a time in our competition lanes and we're far enough away, we should be fine for those first few hours of overlap. So that's what the plan is. So for Iasca, it's a 3X sound quality event Saturday, a 1X SPL competition Saturday. So it's just 1X points. That's basically, quote unquote, a smaller event. But it probably serve as a really good warm-up day for people who are new to our formats, or who just want to get those extra points. Sunday, however, is going to be the big day for SPL for us. It's going to be a 3X world record event. So you'll have an opportunity to get onto our world record lists. You'll get the opportunity to get a lot of points. So it's a bigger day as far as competition goes, but altogether you get those 2 days. Depending on how you do the pre-registration, you can read in there on how many entries you're going to get. Having too much space. Hey, you never know, man.
Yeah.
Could be too much,
It's
but
it's got to be balanced.
it's got to sound like real music. So your goal on sound quality is usually you want to go sit in front of live bands and not amplified live bands. You're talking more of like,
Real instruments.
intimate kind of smaller live music. That's kind of what the aim is for sound quality. But anyway, so that's kind of the weekend layout for at least us. I think Bass Wars on the other side of the spectrum, they're going to be doing 2 events. They don't use multi-point to talk about their events. They're just kind of, I think it's the same event both days essentially. So there's no like waiting on like, what's more valuable or what for which day for them, but they're going to be there both days. That's Richard. All my questions keep getting skipped. Yeah, Justin, what the heck? Stop asking questions.
Time is sponsor roll in.
Sponsors.
Sponsor roll in is what?
Sponsors should be the same as all the other folks. Just get there early, get in the head of the line. So for everybody who is sponsored for Iasca, you still have to pay the gate fee. I made that very clear to everybody, so hopefully no question. Because you're sponsoring for Iasca only, not the whole Gately Audio Show. Bobby Gately and Gately Audio are the sponsor for the Gately Audio Show at Autorama. So they're the ones who sponsored the actual event. I have a group of sponsors that sponsored my portion of the event. So make that very clear for you guys. So you're still going to have to do the gate fee. Once you are in, though, I have offered my sponsors free Iasca runs for the weekend. So cool. if you've chipped in to help me produce awards and get my judges, then I'm giving you back a free entry.
It's for sure on the Gately Audio Show in there. The registration is there. Here, let me do this again.
Yep, go ahead and pull it up.
I don't know what I'm doing. It is here. And yeah, let's see. Let's go. We're going to click it. Boop.
I think I see Justin's question. He asked if it includes the gate fee for the pre-reg, and it does. I think that's the whole point. Is it gets you and your vehicle in, and then there are options for.
There's all sorts of information here. Please read this stuff here, guys.
Single spectator. So if you don't want to pay the full gate fee and you just want to walk in there without your vehicle, there's that option. If you want to do the full weekend, you got that option. You get one competition class and you get the other things listed. If you want to split it up and do like just say Saturday or just say Sunday or both, you could go ahead and do it that way too. And you're going to get a competition class for both days, depending on how you do that. So just read these descriptions really closely. I think it's pretty simple. We worked on it quite a bit. Allison, she worked on it.
And I don't super duper know the details. I just know what I can read on the screen real quick and easy.
Exactly.
And if there is some details, if you are in communication with my wife, like Justin is, you can ask her. If it's a little beyond the scope of this, if you're a sponsor or something like that. So, but yeah. And it looks like we'll have, Sky High and Sound Cubed and all of that, Limitless and stuff like that out there on display. Obviously, a bunch of Gately Audio stuff. So there'll be some really wild vehicles out here for this event.
Yep.
So,
and then I think fancy amp stands back out you had me put in the van, Bobby.
Say what?
You bringing those fancy display stands back out you had me put in the van?
Oh yeah, we'll have the whole display out this time.
Everything was good except for that last one.
And then Bobby, you also have
we're gonna have Neos on there. Yeah, so we'll have some vendors. NSA will be out there with a bunch of vehicles, and they'll have all their fancy subwoofers on display. I've been helping them with a bunch of cool stuff, as well as John Nolte. So NSA's got a bunch of really cool new stuff that they'll be debuting at the event. Obviously, John Rabby's got all his new woofers, and there'll be several builds with all the new Sky High and FI stuff. Should be really awesome. Well, we're gonna have a really good time out there. Yeah, what I really love about the Autorama Gately Audio Show here is that there'll be hundreds and hundreds of people, maybe several thousand even people that have never seen anything like this, or if they've seen it, they've never seen it on this scale. Now, it's pretty fucking likely. Oh yes, yeah. Warpath Energy will be there. They'll have a booth. Thank you, Jim. Jim, are you coming? Are you going to bring your ass out here for the event? You got to come and hang out with us.
I need to get me some Warpath.
Yes, you do.
We're going to talk about
some battery.
I'm working on my Jeep at the moment. Hopefully, Bobby's
both.
Also,
you bringing the Jeep back?
Not to a wall, but it's going to be a really nice no wall setup that is more finished than not.
That's what I want to talk about.
Mega monster sub.
Yeah, we're going to do something cool.
A 42 inch sub. There you go.
Bobby, what you got? 42 inch? Let's go.
Don't say it. I'm pretty sure he'll make one if that's the case.
Yeah, I'll get the one off. But yeah, I'm working on that slowly.
My plan, kid, actually. So I got some fancy shit coming. So
shit.
What up, boys?
I know where he got that fancy hat from.
Love this thing.
What's going on? Only one with the sewn on leather. Oh, everybody was upset about me and fucking and Hammy.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I talked to him, probably gonna do some hats with him. So
yeah, those are nice. They came out really nice.
So what I miss?
Everything.
We were actually just wrapping up. See you guys. Have a nice day.
No, we're getting the answered. Hopefully, answering the questions for all the Autorama stuff.
And you missed the org layout. And
doing some org stuff.
I watched some of it on the way home, so I heard you talking about the classes and
toroidal arrangement. Oh shit.
Well, so what I mean is that the Neo's poles are pointed at the pole, right? Rather than having an iron top plate. We have an aluminum top plate because the Neos are directly the field. We're not transitioning that into the steel top plate. So if you look at our sub, which I have no idea where to find a picture, the top plate is aluminum, and there's only a few subs that are built that way. The Sundown Nightshade has aluminum top plate, and the DD Z series woofers have an aluminum top plate. I'm not sure. Yeah, so the array of the Neos.
Pull out your Neos, Bobby. Show me your Neos.
Nepos.
Which side is what? Well, one either here or here are north and south, right? Rather than up and down. And so if this was south, then the pole piece, I'm fucking air dicking again. The pole piece is the North Pole, right? And so that is a little more efficient as far as the magnetic field is concerned because you don't have to keep on bending it as much. So that's the difference between like a toroidal and I made that term, right? It's a toroidal field, this is the way it is. Whereas it's always going to be shaped, the magnetic field's always shaped like a toroid, but we're on purpose putting the Neos in that toroidal shape. So does that answer it enough? I hope it does. So.
Interesting.
Now if I can do this without smashing my fingers.
Yep, it's coming.
And what's the benefit of doing it that way?
A little bit more efficiency with regards to the magnets, because you're not losing. So you can have a taller field, like so. What I've found, I'm trying to see if I have a motor sitting around. There's an NSA 5-inch motor over there that weighs 140 pounds that I'm not picking up and bringing over here. But what I have found is when I measure the field of an iron top plate motor, that the Gauss field strength kind of shrinks a little bit the further you get away from the magnets. Right, so the level, it kind of comes down. It's not a super consistent all the way through the top plate.
Right.
But when you have that whole 40 millimeter tall Neo, I'm 8,000 Gauss field all the way from 2 millimeters in till 2 millimeters out. Right, so I have a super strong. Yeah, the Neos become the top plate, like what John said. So there's the ability to have a taller field when you have the Neos that way.
Speaking of Neos, are you guys still doing that build with the 18-inch Trulies?
We hope to. So like I kind of put it out there because so you met my buddy Doug, right? Doug is a cool motherfucker, and he loves crazy subwoofers. Like he has this subwoofer collection, and we built him a crazy ass box for his car that he can, and we put removable baffle assemblies on it. And he has like 4 different baffles. He's got a Solo X12. He's got one for some Helix 15 and a similar Helix 12, and then a 2.8 baffle and a 3.8 baffle, and like he can just unbolt this thing, and it's got a splate, so there's nuts that are welded to the metal structure. That's the splate. You can unbolt that top and bolt another one on, and bam, wire up subs, and you can change the port assembly. Guys, I'm gonna jump off and give my customers their Vita.
Okay.
He's running it, ain't he? Oh, okay, he's just walking away. I was about to say, don't end
done.
it. Yeah, let's say shit.
That's funny.
Nice. That's kind of crazy to have a box with a bunch of different baffles. That's pretty dope.
What? Explain. What did I
Did
miss?
you hear what he was just saying? So they built his customer this crazy box that has removable and adjustable ports, and then a baffle. The baffle assembly or the baffle could just come on and off. But he said he's got one for a kicker 12, some sort of 15, a 12, another 12, 2 8s.
Oh, a modular box.
Yeah, basically just.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Just
That's nice.
Just figure out what sizes are going to work well on that thing, and then have an interchangeable baffle.
And then you can lock it into whatever works best.
Yeah. You guys seen that test box that Sparks Innovations made?
That's what I was just about to get at when you said that. That was pretty cool. I had never seen nothing like that before.
Me neither.
I gave Rich.
I've been watching Ed for like going on, like 15 years. That guy's been doing stuff forever.
Yeah. He's definitely got his flowers for that box, because I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that shit.
I mean, if you don't want to build 10 different boxes,
my ass would have built boxes before I thought of that. I would have had 10 boxes wired to 10 identical amps and been doing the same shit.
I wonder how well that thing sealed up.
That was always the thing. I had thought of trying to do something like that years back, but like I never had like the tools that could get it like precision enough.
If it's ported, it's not too much of a sealing problem. Like you're not going to worry about it blowing past that area where he was sliding up and down, because it's ported, so it has a relief. So I wouldn't imagine sealing would be too much of a problem. If you looked at it, the gap was pretty fucking tight on what he was sliding up and down in.
Yeah.
What I used to do when I was doing my trunk SPL days, I would build like the height and the width of the box wouldn't change, and I'd have an arrow port, right? So I have like some things that stay the same, and then the port's adjustable, but I would change the depth of the box by building kind of the biggest box that could fit in the trunk. And then when I want to get done testing it, get all my data written down, go to the table saw, and I would just cut the back off, and then cut like an extra like inch off the ends of the box, and then re-slap the back on it, and then go
mark it and cut it and cut it off. So you roll the box on the saw table.
Yeah, you would lose fingers if you weren't careful, but
yeah,
you just push it in slow, and like you have to build it in a way that you don't have like a bunch of screws and stuff going in your table saw either. You have to like make sure you can get all your screws back out.
And I mean, put that fucking
It was a
carbide
lot of
blade
time.
on there and said, "Fuck them screws," and cut straight through.
Well, I was a poor college kid, so man, I had like the Harbor Freight, everything.
When
I still do.
I first started building, I was the most wasteful fucking person ever. I would build the entire enclosure. I'm talking about trim it out and everything before testing. Load that shit, play it. I'm like, oh, this sounds like shit. Rip the entire thing out. Like I'd rip walls out and then start over.
Oh, that's cool. That looks cool too.
That is pretty.
I like
shit.
the hardware.
This is the box that he's talking about. So that looks like obviously for a kicker. So,
but I can see what bolts out.
Wrong way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking beautiful.
I will say Bobby is doing some of the most, no pun intended, out of the box stuff I see in car audio now. Like it seems like every week, man, I see something I've never really seen before, or some new like style.
Yep.
I love it.
It's just
I don't know why.
Eye candy.
I don't know when this was made, but why is he just telling us about it now? That's what I want to fucking know.
Right,
he's got like projects going. Every time I'm at the shop, it's just like, what's going on today?
Yeah, I messaged him today about something that I won't say on here, but I'll put y'all in the loop later. And I'm like, yo, so can you do this? And he's like, yep, I already got it in the works anyway. I'm like, what the fuck? Cool. Yeah. I'm like, this is what I need for a certain project. I'm excited to get started on this van, man.
That's cool.
That's what I'm excited about. I'm trying to figure out whether I can fit 8 of said sub or 12 of said sub.
Oh, what kind of van is it?
It's a GMC, the big one.
Like the 3500 or whatever express van.
Yep, an express van.
Okay.
I think it's a regular version, but I went. That's why I went down to South Carolina last week.
Okay.
I was down there checking it out. Britt Campana did all the cage work, and he's got a little bit more to do. And then I'm gonna pick it up and build it out.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I'm like, man, I'm actually gonna take my time though. I know I've been like trying to put myself out there as the fastest fucking builder, and so far I've been doing it. But this one, I plan on taking like a year.
What do you what's the goals of the build? Like bandwidth, lows?
Tap you the fuck out like aneurysms.
It's like high shit.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, mid-level high, like
30 and up.
25 to 50.
Yeah.
25 to 62.
Kind of where mine's at, I guess.
Yeah, I would like it to play like yours. You almost fucking shredding testicles in there. So
I never get to hear yours. I literally never have a chance to get demos anymore.
Fucking plays well.
Yeah.
Plays very well.
Hopefully on that Friday when we get there, maybe have a little bit of
that'd be cool
demo session for the people that are in the gates at the time. Could do something.
Yeah. It's solid as fuck, man. That's my favorite thing about it. It's a solid build, like solid as in the definition of the term. Like that is a very nice build. I've seen it a bunch of times before I actually got into it. And I was like,
somebody asked if the Autorama is going to be in the same area as it was last year, and the answer is yes.
As in the base part or the whole show?
It's all on the same side of the park as it was last year. Or where basically it's where it's always been.
Okay.
So at Cal Expo.
Maybe Bobby is gone. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just skimming comments off the YouTube feed now.
Oh yeah, they pop off my page. I can actually pull them up on the page. Oh, you can pull them up on your page, Ray.
I don't know how to use this.
Go on your phone.
Oh, I see some comments. Join the chat. No. I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, I see the whole list of chats, but
not a whole lot of questions up in here. At least not for us. Some of the guys talking back and forth to each other.
Bunch of body questions.
Let's see. Yeah, the build is I mean, it's purposely built like that. I knew I was gonna go above and beyond and making it super strong. So I mean, it's backfilled with 16-pound from head to toe.
I just picked up a door for Frost that has 16 pound, and I had no idea that shit was like that.
Yeah.
I want to now. I want to fill everything I build with that shit.
It's the best. I mean, like my doors, we steel plated. We built a cage and then steel plated. Put a steel plate box inside,
Mm-hmm.
and then just backfilled everything with that 16 pound. And you couldn't put a dent in that door if you fucking tried. I mean, you literally have to use a sledgehammer.
I'm so late when it comes to that shit.
Yeah,
I just hate it. I've always heard about it and always been told to use it, but I'm like, that's some shit. If you fuck up, you fucked up. Like you just fucked up. Like there's no fix.
Well, no, I mean you can get it out. It just gets really messy.
Yeah, the fucking jackhammer. Like
honestly, if you just use a wire wheel on a what's it called?
A grinder.
A grinder.
Yep.
Yeah, grinder, wire wheel, and that's you'll eat right through it, but you'll have just as much as there is going to end up in small little pieces. So,
and it'll be everywhere.
You're going to earn yourself cancer doing it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Be pelted with fucking chunks of that little sharp shit.
Yeah.
There's certain things in life that I've learned to hate in audio. One is PL, love and hate. But if it gets on something, like that's it, throw it away. And fucking spray foam, that gets on some shit, throw it away. And what the fuck else was I? Oh, the windshield sealer.
Oh yeah,
I put windshield sealer in a vehicle before, and I thought it was dry, and I demoed, and it blew that shit all over the interior.
Fuck.
Worst shit ever. Horrible. Shit. I left it like that. I just put seat covers on it.
I'll tell you what thing to do though. If you do choose to start using pour foam, especially the lower density stuff like 4 or the 6 or the 8 pound.
I want 16.
8 pounds not as bad. It's basically all the same stuff that just expands half as much. Basically, it's just depending on the ratio they send you. It's like it either 4 pound is exactly the same as 16 pound. It just expands 4 times more. Basically, all it is.
Yeah, see, I want the least expanding stuff.
Right. But it still expands, obviously. And you like when I did my roof, we started at the bottom and kind of let it fill up. We cut a bunch of relief holes. And then at one point, we were like trying to plug the last few holes. And that shit gets hot, like really fucking hot. And it starts to expand. And we should never have tried to plug the last few holes because what I ended up doing was
didn't breathe out.
We weren't letting it out. It was just like, all right, well, your roof's about to become super bubbly. It was just, like, we couldn't even get our hands off quick enough. It was just like blop, blop, blop. And I was like, oh, great, dude.
Because you plugged the hole before it could breathe its way out.
Yeah. We just let it come out and just do its thing, but we plugged it and it deformed the shit out of my roof. But it's strong.
Nobody's gonna see it. Nobody's gonna see up there.
You can't see.
You got to put speakers up there. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. No one's ever seen it. No one would ever know unless I just said it. So
I remember one time I sent a screw through the roof when I was first building the blue truck. Sent the screw through the roof, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was so pissed, and I was like, "This truck's 10 feet tall. Nobody's ever gonna fucking see that." I proceeded to just send all the rest.
Oh man,
and just grind them off.
Frankie just reminded me. So when I originally built the Jeep, that was in the days before the pound foam was a thing. We used great stuff at the time, 3-to-1, right? The old school
3-inch filler.
But that stuff, I filled all the A pillars, all the the surrounding around the roof, like all the channels and everything that are in those Jeeps. Well, I guess every vehicle, but what happened to mine was like I think we did it like in kind of the winter time or something, and like not all of it set. And so when summertime came around, that thing for like a year was growing new little like stalactites of foam out of like any crevice or seam in anywhere in the vehicle for like a year. It was just continuing. And we had to break them off and stuff. Yeah, that stuff is
never curing because
it never cured. Yeah, it just like acted like it was still in the can or something. And then
well,
if it was warm enough, it would go off.
The reason why that happens is it has to have air.
Yeah.
To be able to cure. So one time, Colt and I had this brilliant idea to just use stretch wrap around these kick panels we made, and then just put the foam in there. And it was like that's going to be awesome. And it made this beautiful shape. We were like, cool.
Until you cut into it.
Mm-hmm.
Was not
Now you got
like
honey.
Sticky as
zero.
hell.
That shit is the
Curing. It was
stickiest shit I've ever
not
touched.
It is sticky as
curing
hell.
at all. Like not at all. Like zero. And I think we ended up just throwing it away because it was such a mess.
Ugh.
It just would not. Like we have it. We'll put it out in the sun. We like put it in the sun, and we're like, yeah, that
You
shit
can
ain't
give it
working.
air.
Yeah.
I found out it will cure. It will just cure way
No.
fucking later. Like
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think inside the fucking can? It just so you just pump it into another spot that's sealed up.
Yeah, that's literally what
gets
it is. If
air
you don't give it
some
enough
way.
void. Yeah.
If it does eventually, that's why
Yeah.
it would when Ray's truck would shit it out of crevices and stuff, then it would.
It's
I think
because I
John
put too
Mulkey
much
had that
at
shit happen
once.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You put
I
too much
fucking-
at
But
once.
if you have a 2-part foam that's made to
Different
catalyze
chemical reaction.
itself, then it'll kick.
So I saw two
Yeah, that-
questions I wanted to hit here. One was from Danny about the charge on the SQ comp. So the single org pass, you could take it to whatever you want, SQ or SPL, whatever org, but it's only one class gets covered. If you want to do additional classes with anybody over the weekend, I think it's $30 a class. And for Iasca, that's a pretty good value considering you get a 3X for $30. So we're just going to do that across the board. The other question was Adrian to me, and he wonders why I'm not building the Jeep again. I am building the Jeep, but it's not going to be walled. I can't bring myself to wall it. I restored the interior and everything, and now I want it to be that way. I'd rather get a different vehicle and start fresh with something. So that's my long-term goal. Short-term is Bobby and I are working together to get the Jeep to be a 150 dB just daily style, but with like stupid mids and highs. We're gonna run that 8-channel in there.
Nice.
It's gonna be nice.
Do you still have the doors built in there or no?
Yeah, they're in there. Yeah, so it's the original door set that Bobby built like 5 or 6 years ago, and then I restained them, and then everybody thought I got different doors built. It's like, no, they're
7 years ago.
They're the OGs. Was it 7 years ago? Holy
That was
shit.
2018.
Oh,
Oh
It
my
goes
god, it might have
quick.
been 17. No, it must have been 18.
I think it was
It was
the end of 17, like right before surf that year. I think.
maybe.
We did a lot of different things. But yeah, I still have the panels.
No,
They're
it was
never gone.
18 because
Maybe it was 18.
I went to surf in 17 and I couldn't go in 18 because I was.
That's sad. But yeah, the doors are still staying. Bobby is going to help me build some pillars that like better match. So I'm going to get some nicer pillars put in there, some wood grain. I'm doing some rear panels right now that are wood grain. So it's going to be a lot of wood grain. And then I think when we do the box, we're going to try to do it like that style you did where it's like you have the exposed grains on the top and you kind of like build a volcano shape out of it. It's kind of what I'm thinking.
So I say we get all the super windy builds to do this class and get like 5 of us to do it.
The 20 hertz. So Justin, I have said 100 times, demo boxing 20 hertz is not an official class yet. It is just something I am trying to get participation in.
What?
And if we get enough, then it'll become a real class.
Do you guys have something that's like outside the vehicle, like the crowd loud thing that Base Wars does, or any?
No,
what are your demo classes?
We try not to expand like crazy and just add on classes like at random. Travis, the owner of Iasca, his method is just like a little bit at a time and make sure that like it gets participation before we try something bigger. But currently, we have our old school IDBL, so it's like sealed on the glass, very much like DB drag. Our classes are composed of the cone area and the power, and then whether you're walled or not, and whether you have your interior installed or not. So it's kind of like the main criteria. So that's your SPL sealed on the glass. Our other format is fairly old. It's called base boxing. It's kind of the same classing criteria, but you get to open up your door and you can qualify either sealed or with the door open. You're putting up your best musical average. It's a 30-second run. And the reason why it's called base boxing is because the top 2 in every class later on go to elimination rounds. And we call those they're basically your base boxing. It's 3 rounds. Back to back, and what we do is a sealed run 30 seconds on music, a door open run 30 seconds on music, and then both doors open run 30 seconds on music. And we average that, and that's how you win the format. Okay. So it's the 3 rounds. The last round with both doors open is usually the most challenging for people because you're just unloading. So we allow blockers to stand in the doorway. So that one's pretty cool. And then our newest addition a couple of years ago was our demo boxing. And what that is more of like a free-for-all. You kind of don't have rules on the doors or the window positions. You kind of just choose it however you think is going to be loudest. And you're doing a 30-second run under 30 hertz. And if you go over 30 hertz, you red light, you get disqualified. So you want to stay under. So we have tracks and things that I'll usually have like a thumb drive for people. And then what I'm trying to do is slowly get a 20 hertz version of that added in. But I need to prove that we'll get participation, that people actually want to do that. And I'll pitch it to Iasca.
Do you possibly have like a download link to the songs that you use? Because like me personally, I don't have a head unit, so I don't use USB. It's all
I have a OneDrive link. So if anybody, what I do is normally I like sell flash drives at the shows to people who want to keep a flash drive. But like if you message me, I'll literally just give you the link to the OneDrive. Like I'm not trying to make money off of everybody. I just literally need to cover the flash drive cost and time put in. But if you just want to download them for yourself, hit me up. I have a OneDrive link. I have all of the tracks. It's all stuff that came from another judge. So it's not like it's official Iasca stuff, but they're just proven tracks that people use. And
is there a 29 hertz one?
Yeah, we have all the frequencies. We have like every single frequency up to like 100 hertz. It's anything you need. I will say, I think they're kind of recorded near 0 dB. So be aware of, the decibel level on the tracks. And then I've had some random people kind of suggest like, well, the VAC on my amps like just goes up and down drastically on this track. What's up with your song? It's like, well, again, use it at your own discretion, get used to it your own way. They're good tracks in my opinion, but if you have high voltage set up and you're on the edge with your subs, maybe get used to the track before you go full tilt. That's my suggestion.
Equalize your subwoofers.
Yeah. Or find your own track. I mean, it's that simple. So I just want to put that out there. But I'll send you guys the link if you hit me up.
Cool. Well, I think I'll probably definitely do the 29 or under 30. What'd you call it, demo boxing? Because I can't do the bass boxing because I can, but I'm not going to spend 30 minutes unbolting my door and all that
to do
shit.
both doors open. Yeah, so that's a requirement. If you do get the top 2 in that class, you do have to have the ability to open up both front doors. Because if you go into your elimination run, you have to be able to go through that last round with both doors. Otherwise, we give you like a 0 score and it hurts your average really bad. And it's like, well, the worst you can do is second place now, but it sucks because you might have been able to be loud enough to go for first. But we'll be doing world record runs, so we'll go through all that. With the demo boxing, it's a 30-second qualifying and a 90-second elimination. It's just a single run. So you're playing like 30 hertz or less for 90 seconds. That's how you set the world record if you have the loudest score for the world this year. And then a lot of people may not know, but I post, and I will be soon, the top 10 list for basically everything happening in like the Southwest region. I manage all of my judges. They send me their scores and I post top 10 lists of who's the loudest in the region. And those lists are based on those elimination runs, not qualifying. So people will see like, oh, I put up a monster score qualifying. Why isn't it at the top of the list? It's like, yeah, but you got to do the elimination runs. And we don't force you to do those at every show. Like usually it's like, I'll ask the top 2 competitors if they even want to for the sake of time and just equipment. But when it comes to ranking, no, you got to do the elimination at some show to get on that list appropriately. And then if you want to get a record, you got to do those 3 runs too, or the 90-second run for the demo boxing.
What does he have? What is this? What build is this?
Who are we talking, Justin?
Yes.
It's hard to know.
Arian's old build.
Well, Justin, you got to bring that thing out and show it off then. I think it's not real until it's in my top 10 list.
I can't touch those numbers, so I'm interested to see
I think
you're probably in the neighborhood of those numbers, Steve.
For our demo boxing, the world record.
I bet you do a 70, Steve.
I
World
don't know.
record last year was
That's
Jeremiah.
65. What
Ben
was that?
Carr did it,
65
Ben.
at 20.
65 at 20 would be really amazing, but
I'm not doing
crazy.
that. No way. I
The
know
world
there's a
record
65
was
at 30.
161.
I'm a 63.9 at 25.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea.
have not
I've
played
literally,
below that.
I've
I can do
only the only time it's ever been measured.
Soulgasm.
Huh?
I can do a 60 at 20 in the Soulgasm.
I want to try this 20 thing now.
It's fun.
Be prepared tomorrow when I tell you I broke something.
You bet. Oh, you're gonna fuck your rig up, dude. Like we fucked that whole door, man. I spent
The
like
spitty door is still on there.
I did one 30-second run and did like $500 of parts damage to the passenger door of the Soulgasm. And Colt and Gary worked on that door for like the better part of a day. But yeah.
I got an extra door sitting on the floor at the shop. So I guess
I remember having
fucking
extra
figure it
doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's fun.
drove
Used to
5
have a
hours
stack
to
of
get it.
them.
I'm about to collect everyone I can find.
Yep.
Fucking Pokemon for doors.
I wonder if Jeremy Boyd's gonna end up bringing the new kicker build down to Autorama. I wonder if it'll be ready by then. It's got to be.
That would be cool.
You seen pictures
What
of
is
it
it?
lately?
I haven't seen anything lately.
He just posted the seat and the cross member. Let me pull it up here.
Man, you guys see me wiping my nose, man. I'm 50 fucking years old now. I get zits like a fucking 13-year-old teenager.
I get one once
I went to
every
the
couple
bathroom to take a
months.
leak. I looked at myself and there was like 7 zits on my nose. I was like, so I had to harvest my zit farm real quick and
Puberty.
And what? Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Wow. That means you're really young still.
Yes. Yeah.
I get
relatively young.
one on the very end, like every fucking 5 months, but 2 weeks before it comes, it fucking lets me know it hurts like fucking hell. And then a second me comes out right here, and it just fucking stays there and eats my leftover food and all type of shit. It's fucking horrible.
Well, I don't want to put the pictures out there if he hasn't posted them, but God, I could have swore. Unless it's in our kicker
I've
competition.
been busy getting shit done, so I haven't really been tracking, so I can't verify either way.
pull
You
it
don't want
up
to be the
on
one
this
that's all,
screen-
look, everybody, and he's all, bro, I haven't showed anybody that shit.
I know.
If you
That's
pull
why
it up
I'm
on this screen, we're the only ones that could see it.
yeah. I don't know how to do that.
Hey, fire him. Fire that guy. John, you're fired. He's on the road. I think he's on like a fucking 2-day drive right now. Or some shit. So he's bored. He's got the dog with him.
All right, maybe it's not out there yet. I don't know.
We'll just
Damn, I wish you guys could see this shit. I'm pretty sure he fucking posted these things. Dang it. Damn it,
Yeah,
Paul.
see, if John's got his, if you
What
can
is
hear
the
this,
Richmond show that John keeps asking about?
he's talking about TDH.
Oh, yeah, no, we're in California.
He's talking about TDH. Ask John. John, I know you can hear me. Did you get your OnlyFans back up with the chicks with dicks?
Brutal.
If so, put the link on the post.
TDH, man. I haven't missed. Well, I missed one a couple years ago, but I've been going almost every year. I missed last year, so I missed 2. It's a fun show,
I
man.
didn't see you last year. I'm supposed to be there this year, but I'm having technical difficulties right now. The Army's doing stupid shit.
What the hell is Justin
And-
talking about?
and
Battle
then
of the
other trucks
Base.
doing stupid shit.
Richmond, California.
There is definitely a Richmond, California, but we don't
Yeah,
want to have a show there.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have any knowledge of that.
TDH is Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Or it's in what's the name of that little town? Thornburg.
Yeah,
Right.
Lynchburg, Thornburg. It's at the track. It's at the racetrack.
It's a fun show, man. It's the last, I'd say,
The
half the years I
rain.
went, it gets fucking rain. It would suck.
Rain really is rain, cold, and the good thing about the rain and the cold is that you can go up there in the tower and get drinks.
Yeah, right.
That's the best part.
Yeah, they used to have it a little later in the year. I think like April, not
And
March.
Matt Fogel's there. Matt Fogel's always there, donating moonshine. Donating, not
I
Need to
selling.
like
make
it
some
in.
East
You know
Coast
who's always
shows.
there? The brothers. Is it Francisco? I don't know why I can't think of
Oh,
it.
you
He's got
talking
a
about
West fan too, with the 12-18s or
talking about the
15-18.
van? You talking about I know
Diego.
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 Yeah, Diego.
Yeah, that was the
Did he
the
sell that van?
I don't know. First
I
video I ever
thought he
posted
sold
on
it.
TikTok. It got like 1 million views. It was in his van.
I posted a video of him in his van, one of my first videos too, because I saw him at Ruckus like fucking 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. That was the original Sparky. I mean, his shit was windier than anybody ever been in the years ago. Like 5 years ago, like you said, that Express fan I think was debuted around 5 years ago.
Yep. Fucking
Nasty.
big ass bolt holding the door closed.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause the first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, I walk up and I look and I'm like, oh yeah, no. I was like, yeah, that looks dangerous.
Those boys, man. Bobby, you haven't been to a TDH, right?
I have not.
No. It's good, dude. Those guys, the TDH boys are cool, man. Nick Garcia,
Yeah,
all of
Nick's
that.
a good people.
It's a good time. It's a good show. There's a lot of people there too. I mean,
Tim Johnson, so that's the main reason.
yeah.
Yeah, Tim and Jeff. But yeah, that's probably the only show, because that show's an hour and 16 minutes from me.
Oh, nice.
So that's the good part. It's like the only show I could fucking wake up in the morning and just say, all right, yeah, fuck it, I'm going.
That's nice.
Justin, we've been doing that
Yeah.
in Vallejo for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I'm jealous of anybody else who gets to do that more than fucking once a year.
So, Bobby, about the Gately show. I don't know if I missed this or not, but what's like the demo area going to look like? Do you have any idea about like times, or are we
We're
going to
start
be
demoing at
Starting
11
at 12.
a.m. and we're
Thought
going
it
to
was
finish
12.
at like 4 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday.
okay?
I thought it was 12 on Saturday.
Is it? Let's double
I
check.
don't know. I haven't looked at
Here
the
we go.
today's post.
Here we go. We're going to do it again.
One more time for the people in the back.
Here we go. Share. Boom. And let's go back to the audio show. And Saturday, noon until 3:30 on Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday for demos.
Okay. Hell yeah. I'm gonna come demo my ass off.
Yeah, we are not gonna do a raffle because it is not legal in California. And like I know that like smaller scale events and things of that nature, a lot of times people can get away with it, but the Autorama folks asked us very nicely to not do that. And they're like, you might be able to make me. I was like, maybe we'll risk it next year, but this time let's just not. So that's kind of a thing that's a little bit of a bummer, but
well, you could do it, but it'd have to be for charity,
right,
just like they do.
That seems like a shitload of work.
Yeah,
that like, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, and we're already gonna be busy as fuck the whole time anyway. So
yeah, you'd have to create a 503c and have to start your own charity if you're going to be the beneficiary of it and all that bullshit.
Yeah, fuck. That doesn't feel honest, you know?
No, but it's advantageous for taxes.
Can't do unhonest shit, Bobby.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, it's not dishonest either. The only thing it's
confident
because the state wants them cut. They think it's gambling. You know?
It's deceitful.
That's
they consider
tickets,
raffling gambling.
In California, they do.
Yeah, I've looked through all this extensively everywhere.
I'm having a waffle at my show, Rolling on the River.
Well, you can have
on
waffles
the 31st of May.
So yeah, you're good.
Everybody,
it's a waffle.
I have to share that one too. So everybody who comes by my tent at Autorama, I'm giving you a flyer to our camping and bonfire show. So it's competition during the day. It's right next to the river, literally. And then that evening you can stay for overnight camping. There's fishing spots. There's going to be food. Bobby always donates something for us to do a box toss. So we literally have a competition where we see who can chuck a subwoofer box the furthest. It's really fun.
There's going to be a blue waffle this year.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Did you
So we're
answer
doing-
this one already?
But
Yeah,
yeah, overnight.
yes, you can
Yeah.
leave your vehicles overnight.
Yeah, we basically leave our tent set up to all the
I
competition.
wouldn't be too keen
stuff.
on a bonfire, including audio. Like, there's been a lot of bonfires already this year.
That is for sure not going to be okay in California.
Yeah. I live in the middle of nowhere, so
Oh yeah, like at Ray's thing, we
it's good.
definitely
Not at
probably
Autorama.
Yeah,
But
Ray's
definitely
doing a
not an auto
bonfire.
Yeah.
That just seems like a bad juju.
So yeah, my event is May 31st. It's the end of the month. Autorama is the beginning of the month. Totally different event. No bonfires there. I don't even think they could do open flame cooking or anything, right, Bobby? I don't think
No.
that's. Yeah, you can't do that at Autorama.
Can you have a tailgate with fucking air fryers? Like, that'll work.
Gonna be working that inverter really hard.
I know, right?
You got a fucking big ass magnifying glass. You're fucking
Cooking with the sun.
Yeah.
I got my
just
raw
demo hard
burger
enough.
over here.
If you demo hard enough, you can just cook it on the fucking subs. I've seen subs at like fucking 600
I've done that
degrees
to the
before.
sole of my foot.
Yep. I lost the fucking fingerprint on one of Chop Gibbs' subs.
I fucking bet.
He was
I
like,
lost
touch
the whole
that.
print.
I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
So John Nolte had ZV515s in his Blazer, and
That's what it was.
John
It was an 18,
John
though.
picked me up here at the shop. We drove down to Brian Nyman's place across town, not getting on the freeway because it was sketchy as a motherfucker. Pounding the whole way there. We got there. He demoed for like 3.5 hours straight. And a couple times it's getting pretty cold out, right? And I climbed in and I kicked my flip-flops off and I was having beers because I wasn't driving, I was chilling. And I like put my feet on the subs a few times to warm them up. Like, oh man, that's good. And then we were just about ready to leave and I was pretty fucking drunk. And I hopped in and I was like, oh, warm up my feet, they're frozen. And I pressed my little fucking baby Bobby foot on the motor of that sub and it fucking sizzled. Because my foot was sweaty and clammy. And I was like, oh, and I pulled my foot off and I had pressed it firm on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And like half an hour later, we're driving and I'm like pressing my foot against my calf and it's like still hot, like burning my, and then the next day I was barely walking on my foot because I burned the sole of my foot so bad. It was, I could feel it.
I'm in trouble.
For 3 days.
Yeah,
And for like one day.
My wife is saying it's time to wrap it up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
Ray,
in
you
trouble.
it did look like you were in trouble. I saw that.
I'm in trouble.
I saw the fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
He's
All
like, close
right,
the door. She
guys.
was like, fuck no.
I will.
All right, exit the chat.
I'll let you all go. If you want more info on the Iasca stuff, just check out the Iasca.com or the Facebook page Iasca California. We're going to be posting like every single day about this show. So we'll get
Shoot
you guys.
Travis a message, ask him what's a good Wednesday for him to be on the show, and we'll plan on having you back again with him. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now is probably best.
Okay.
And,
Travis Chin.
Okay. I got to message Donnie too. Fuck, forgot.
oh yeah, we're gonna have Donnie. Donnie'd be great for next week, actually.
Yeah.
So if you want to reach out to him, that'd be fantastic.
All right. I will catch you all next time. Thank you all.
Hey Ray.
Hey, Ray, thanks, dude.
Later, buddy. Thank you.
We'll see you.
Later.
Hey, Bobby, one thing I want to ask, do you know if Autorama does like any sort of cruise lane or anything like that, like they do at Slam, like through the car show portion?
They don't. Unfortunately, there's
Insurance.
I'd be fucking sick if they did, though.
Yeah. How about,
that's insurance.
you know, if we can register our vehicles to be in the car show as well, or to be judged, any of that shit?
I think you have to be, because it's kind of a separate area.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're it's all connected, but
You
like
have to be on the
we're
floor.
way the fuck over here, and the rest of the shit's over there. So yeah,
So you'd have to stage the vehicle and leave it there, probably.
probably yeah.
And they won't let us, man, I'd like to get as close to the action as possible to get some of this crowd that's going to be.
Oh, they'll hear us all the way across the whole thing. It's, yeah. Now, I would have to say that there is a likelihood that people are going to be freaking the fuck out in the neighborhoods around there. And like, we may have to deal with some police and shit like that. I think that'll be pretty crazy.
That always makes it interesting, though.
Oh, that will suck. Hopefully, well, I mean, did they
are definitely adult drinks available at the event. And yes, at the thing they do throw a box, but it's like it doesn't get damaged.
I'm not throwing a Gately box.
No, man, we got videos of it. It was a really big hit last year. And what I mean is that morons in the internet were talking hell of shit. But the guy that won it was pumped, threw a sub in it, put it in one of his vehicles. Like it's a thing. That's what you win. You win the box when you do the box toss. Because you
what am I tossing it at?
It's on grass.
Oh, okay.
So it don't really. I mean, you really fuck up like anybody else's shit, but you're not gonna fuck up our box real bad.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just
throw the motherfucker on asphalt, and you could probably sand it real quick and fucking put some stain on it. It's good.
No, when I said not a Gately box, I'm like, that box is sturdy and probably fucking heavy.
Not that heavy. They're kind of light. The birch is lighter than MDF.
9
it's just
ply?
way stiffer and harder. Yeah.
Do you guys have to get sound permits or any of that kind of stuff?
No, apparently that's something that's reasonable for the Autorama thing, but still, there's like apartments, a mile away. They're gonna be like, "Oh, fucking world is ending," and
right.
I mean,
you broke my fine China.
It's
obviously we want to not get shut down. That would suck, but
yeah,
it's just a gamble.
Right.
But obviously, if you have a permit, you can tell them to fuck off. So.
You kind of can, yeah. So, any of the Neos are currently available for you to order. I can't get parts here fast enough. I got Jim machining a whole bunch more parts. I got fucking 2 huge, ridiculous, fucking several $1,000 orders of fucking Neo magnets coming. And everything takes way longer to get it than I would like to. And then everything takes a minute, like all the anodizing and Cerakoting takes fucking time. But if you want a relentless Neo 412, hit me up and give me some money and I'll build you one. And it'll take a minute, but the more of them you want, the longer it'll take. Onesie twosies are probably a lot easier because I could just like, but yeah. Yep. But I've been getting a lot of people asking about the Neos and several orders. They
are you gonna do any SPL testing with them and see if like do an SPL version of the motor?
I'll build something. I'll build something and send it to Carlos probably. Yeah, when I have enough that I can part with one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to almost. Probably wouldn't have changed the motor, but make a definitely different version of probably just like a 12-spoke basket, stiff suspension, a little less throw, something like that.
I'm actually.
You think the basket's heavy, right? It's like 20-something pounds.
The basket's heavy as fuck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's not good for SPL, but I don't fucking.
It shouldn't make. It's just as long as it's sturdy. I think one of the things is if we wanted to modify the basket to like cut some of the spokes out of the way to make it more open, that would be something that we could do, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because it seems like this is probably just back in the day, but the 12-spoke basket always got louder than like the TI basket. But
it's because more open. Well, I mean, if you look at our.
I guess it is more open, yeah, definitely, because it's just 12 skinny ass fucking.
Yeah, I need to see that basket that he's pulling out.
But it's crazy to have a basket weigh 23 pounds.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. I had no idea it was that much.
But a big heat sink, that's for sure.
Let's make it fucking sub.
This is the 10.
What's the total weight of the 18?
What's that?
What's the total weight of the 18?
The 18 sub or the 18 basket?
The sub.
The sub is like 85 pounds.
Okay, not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
But not as bad as I thought.
It's heavy. But if we were to open it up a little bit for an SPL application, this is obviously the 10, not the 18, but I don't want to fucking hold an 18 over here in my head. We could just take some of these spokes out, like every other one. Like they did with the Sundowns, where the guys were taking 3 of the 6 spars out.
Yeah.
You know?
That car was taking them out.
Half of everything you're saying, Memphis, is like quiet.
What about now?
No, yeah, now it's loud as fuck.
Yeah, Zach Carr was the one taking them out.
Yeah.
I always wondered about this, huh?
Was it doing anything for him?
He said it was.
Yeah,
like all of his stuff.
You
He
guys
had like
said
3 out of 6 spokes cut out.
A few tenths of a dB, which is like imagine you're like up, you go and you bust your ass and you fucking cut and grind and spend a goddamn weekend working on that motherfucker.
And 1/10.
But
160.1.
Dude, I have seen and talked to guys like back in Term Pro and Sound Domain fucking 20-something years ago, where they're like, I worked on my build all weekend. I fucking did name off of it. They get thousands of dollars in material and parts and fucking busting their ass 20 hours a fucking day for the whole ass weekend. And they're like, I fired it up and I gained a fucking 10th. And they're
like, and then the fucking barometric pressure changes and they lose fucking 2/10. I was telling somebody a little while ago, I was like, you don't realize all of this shit takes like it takes a toll on your fucking number. I was like, the time of the day, the fucking humidity, the barometric pressure, and only because there was a point in my life where I was testing my vehicle at different times of the day and paying attention to the pressure. And I'm like, holy fucking, the best scores I got was at 11 o'clock at night. Never fucking failed.
We got 3 pre-registers so far. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, since you just put it up. And it's late.
This is why John is probably right.
About what?
On the 12 spokes. Yeah. And they're thin.
Oh, 0 flat spots on those baskets.
But then, like, I've seen some SPL guys like completely close those TI baskets up.
Just seal it all the way around?
Yeah, and even Fuller was talking about making like plates that would go on the inside of their big basket that would plug the bottom.
Yeah, wouldn't that create excess heat?
I mean, if you're just trying to go for big burp numbers.
I mean, yeah, if you're burping, then yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. This is the 15 basket right
open.
here.
That basket's different.
This is the 15.
That's dope.
Thank you.
That's
polished myself.
That doesn't look like. Why is the other one so heavy compared to this? Is it just different?
This is heavy as fuck.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah,
you notice like when he holds it in the camera,
pounds. Look out.
Looking at the front, the holes look bigger than when you're looking through on the other side. That's why I keep looking at it funny. It looks like it's more on one side than it is on the other. You see what I'm talking about? See?
Yeah, for sure. That is funny.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it looks like it's 4 spokes, and then the back
and then it's 50 spokes when he does that.
Yeah, but now it looks linear.
Until he does that. Yeah, that's crazy. It's like fisheye.
Yeah, it's foreshortened, right?
Mm-hmm. For long.
Those are dope. Those are very nice. How soon till we could get them on Alibaba?
I mean,
where's the JLD?
The likelihood that it happens someday is fucking real, right? Like somewhere along the way.
Somebody's gonna buy one just to copy
a month
it.
For the DC basket to get stolen. So,
well,
nope. Shut up. Nope. There will be another Facebook rampage raid if you do that. Somebody's gonna go and cry. I ain't got time for it. I do. I mean, I got time today. I do.
I will be. I will.
All of it.
We made a deal with the guys at Not Standard Audio, and Not Standard Audio will be using all the Gately baskets for their subwoofers.
I've been trying to figure out what the NSA was.
Not Standard Audio.
It looks like government shit. Like the when I see that big ass NSA on shit, I'm like, Does it bring back bad memories? What is this?
Just nerds thinking of a creative, goofy
Nerds.
name that's easy to remember. You know?
It worked. It's fucking
Yep,
three
there you
big
go.
ass letters there always gets me.
They're good dudes, man. They Sean, the main dude in charge, and Jesse, the owners, they're fucking brilliant, and Adrian, their technician, is a fucking badass.
I gotta get in touch with them. I gotta
Well,
ask
when you're
them.
here, you get to meet them. They're right around the corner from us. Like we hear each other testing things all the time. And
Oh, cool. Then that works out.
Yeah, they're homies. You'll get to meet them. Yeah.
That fucking picture looks like the dude who played Green Goblin in fucking Spider-Man.
Which one?
What's his name?
John Nolte's picture.
Yeah. What's the dude's name who played him? I can't remember his name.
Oh, William Dafoe.
Yes. Yeah, that looks like William Dafoe.
Yeah. So you'll get to meet John as well, Memphis, when you're here. John's one of my best friends in the world, and I've learned so much from him. He is a fucking brilliant dude. He's a lot of fun to talk to. You'll like this dude a lot. He's super cool. He'll make you. You'll learn so much shit from him so fast it'll make you tired. You'll be all.
Yeah, your brain's gonna hurt.
Oh no!
That's not good. That's
overload.
That's not hard. I don't have much fucking RAM left. I feel like my brain is a computer, and I've just about used up all my RAM, and I gotta like dump something. I think every time I learn something new now, I forget something else. Like I'm gonna forget if I can tie my shoes one day.
I talk about this. I talk about it all the time. You remember the movie Johnny Mnemonic?
Yes.
Remember how like he fucking they put the little chip thing in his mouth, and he fucking holding and the information's piling in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's like. You're talking to John. Sometimes you're like, you're losing me. You're being too smart guy. I'm not keeping up. It's fucking hurting.
Yeah, when my eyes glaze over, you'll know. Yeah. I'm like, yep, you've reached fucking limit for today. Like that's all the data we have. It's like when you're on the fucking internet on your phone, your hotspot, and then it fucking runs out. Like that's what it'll be.
Hopefully, when the police show up, they're police that I train jujitsu with regularly. That's what I hope. I hope they're walking and they're like, Bobby, and this is your event and the thing, and you have all the permits and everything you need and everything's legit. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we'll call those people back and tell them that it'll be over at 4:00.
That's when you just tell your jiu-jitsu buddies now.
Oh, I know. I have been. I'm talking about it all the time.
Like, if you're not working my event, who is? And you tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Talk to your boys. Yeah. Well, and if the cops show up and I don't recognize them, I'll be like, hey, do you know Jack? And do you know Nate? And fucking, you know Zach? You know Zach? Yeah, like fucking just naming off all the fucking cops. There we all.
Cops pull up. I'll take off running randomly. They'll follow me. Don't worry.
They'll shoot you.
So you got to zigzag.
You got to be an old white dude, not a big giant buff black dude. They're like, I ain't chasing that fucking.
He looks like good stock. He can run.
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna chase down this giant fucking dude.
Nah, not that one.
Yeah. They all look at each other like act like we didn't see that dude running.
Yeah, ignore that one.
What was that dude? 6'4"?
So like I said, do you guys have your permits? Jesus.
Well, I think I don't know. I guess we should ask about that. But all right, gentlemen, I'm gonna go fuck home.
Let's cut it.
I gotta drive all the way home and wash my ass and go to bed. So
okay, I got a shower. Had a nice long 12-hour day at work today.
Cool. Did you make that money? That's what's up.
Have a good day. Yeah.
That's the important part.
Yeah. I mean, did it suck? No. Did you make a money? Yes. Cool. Right on. Like good row of
good day.
Yeah. Yep. Paid my car note, car insurance, and a little bit of my mortgage all in one day.
Oh my God. All the 3 bad things all at once.
Yeah. Almost knocked him out in one day. Close.
I'm not even used to having a car note. And then because I bought that truck, I fucking forgot. And I go in and they're like, oh, yeah, you were like fucking 10 days late and the other one's going to be due soon. You just want to pay both? I'm like, sure. Yeah, I'll pay it twice.
Yeah, I haven't had a car payment in 7 years, 7+ years. Now I got one.
Shriek, you're gonna hear a whole lot of meat slapping.
I'm like debating, should I just go pay this motherfucker off so I don't have a car payment? I'm like,
See, and that's how I feel. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try to take care of this as soon as possible because this is the first time I had a car in like 12 years. Well, since 2012.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but you shouldn't have did that. You should have just bought
So-
another jalopy.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Right.
say I only have 3 pre-registration people here. So like all you guys in these comments that need to pre-register should be getting pre-registered
I missed that too. What is the pre-registration fee?
for the
And-
event.
Oh, no,
100,
how much is it?
Just sign up for the event.
$100.
It's pretty easy. You go to the Gate the Audio show on the Gate the Audio.
100?
Yep, $100. You save
$100?
$20.
Holy
Yeah.
fucking shit! I need to up my charge.
Oh, I
If
had a
you're
birthday party. I had a 50th birthday party. We had a good time. A lot of people in costume. Byron showed up. He'd been eating like crazy, so he was a little extra fat, and he was fat Thor. He was black Thor.
Black fat Thor.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
Bobby,
lot of
did you guys,
You're
did
in
you
the-
guys have to like follow Autorama's like registration schedule and shit like that as far as like pay? Like, how much does it cost to get into Autorama? I'm just curious.
Well, this covers your entry into the event.
Right.
Your vehicle and 2 passengers. Any more than 2 has to pay $25 to get in. And
Right.
then, but otherwise, yeah, like we pay Autorama. This
Right,
makes
right.
it a lot easier if you pre-register and you save money. So like it's easier and it's easier. So pre-register.
So if anybody was going to say anything about bringing up the price, that makes a whole lot of fucking sense now when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't think events cost enough money to participate in more often than anything else. I've always thought that.
They're usually way cheaper than
Girl,
that.
do you want to do things? It's $20. Well, it's only $20. That seems stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
That is-
30 for pre-reg and 40 day up for 2 days.
certain areas though, you got to realize like when I threw my car show, I was like, it was a car show audio event here, and it did well. But there were people like, they're like, how much is it? I'm like, $35. Oh my god! I'm like,
Yeah, it all
Y'all
depends where
just
you are.
don't
For
want to do shit. Like it's some people are just.
Well, like when I did it with the Taco Festival, was the most expensive year for people coming in because they had to pay the Taco Festival and they had to pay mine. It was like
Right.
$52, I think, and they were
Yeah,
like,
but I get free time.
"What's this other $12? I'm gonna lose my shit." And I'm like, "Well, see these fucking 400 taco vendors and like these other 50,000 people here in the carnival and all this shit. Like, it's for that."
No, it's nowadays everything should be free, and you
Fucking
should not
yes.
make any money.
We did a thing. Me and Ben Barnett a handful of years ago. Actually, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. We did a thing called Demo Wars, and we figured out a little format, and we did it for free twice, and we had huge turnouts, and we busted our ass. And I
Mhm.
made fucking sick ass custom awards, and we gave them out and whatever. And it was like, all right, guys, we're gonna do it again, but you gotta pay. And like immediately there was people like, oh man, you should make it free and the thing, the fucking blah, and I just fucking deleted the whole post.
Yep.
Like it's over. And Ben was like, okay, I get it. Like I don't want to fucking pay for that shit. I don't understand. And I was like, good, fuck it. And the people were like, hey man, what happened? And I was like, we decided never mind. And they're
Yeah.
like, why? And I was like, actually, it was you. And I like named all the people because you know me. It was like you, and you. You guys fucked this up. You guys are my friends, but you ruined it. You wanted to argue with me that the thing that I did for free and busted my ass on for 2.5 days should be for free now. And I just wanted to cover the cost of paying somebody to run the lanes so I could pay a person to not just be a slave, and then also cover the cost of like some of the materials for the awards that we were going to make. That's all we wanted. You know, it wasn't like I was like, okay, everybody, we're gonna do this event. It's gonna be $100 a person. It was like 20. And it was like, nope.
When they say you do it for free, you say okay, and you have them come and work and set up every fucking thing. It's free off your labor,
Yeah.
and I'll still host the event.
Yeah. Nobody will do shit.
Nope. It'll be a giant fuck you for not working for me for free and giving me a free event, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby's a horrible man with his expensive boxes, and we hate him, but we won't tell him to his face. There. Summarized.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a pretty reasonable amount of love for me in the local community because I ain't bullshitting. I'm not stealing from nobody or anything. But there's definitely about my practice.
Every time you say
like,
stealing, every time you say stealing, I feel like the Pee-wee's Playhouse alarm should go off like every single time, because saying that is gonna garner 50 more Facebook posts tomorrow about you.
Oh,
That's just how it's been working lately. It doesn't. It doesn't.
What's funny is that they block me and then they make posts. Is what a lot of the guys do. It's kind of funny because they'll be like,
POOSAY. That's what that is. Because why not? That's like blocking you and saying I will whoop that dude's ass, where he can't see me say it.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right, boys.
I'm gonna fucking take my ass home and get to bed. And you guys are awesome. And thank you guys all for watching. And yeah, shit. Next week, let's see if we can get Donnie.
I'll reach out to Donnie and see what he says.
Reach out to Donnie. Send a message to Donnie. Nevis, you wanna come hang out with us again next week?
I'll be there.
Another pre-reg. Good kids.
That's 4.
Doug went in and registered his shit. I don't even know.
Somebody should go ahead and give him like the 5th one before it's over with. Before the night's over.
I think that's 5.
That's 5?
1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4.
Are you doing it on? How are you doing the registration, through your website or through like the phone?
At gatelyaudio.com. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Good shit.
Yeah.
All right, boys. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Good night.
All right. Thanks, Original Eyes. Be mean to people that deserve it. How about that shit?
Yeah.
Good night, kids.
See you guys.
Good night.
Later.
Later.